What's going on? It's your boy Icy Jones. Welcome to another episode of Hot Seat with Icy Jones right here on Room Service Radio. A lovely Thursday in Las Vegas, Nevada. You know, we're on the other side of the fabulous Las Vegas Strip as well. Whenever you're in the city, come holler at us, man. Today, I have two special guests. One right now is on Zoom waiting for us. We have Will Cunningham with Agua Tech. Let's bring him on in.
Hey now.
Hey, how are you?
Oh man, I'm blessed and highly favored. Another one like the other one.
That's right, man. That's right. So, Will, how are you today when it comes to your actual company? How's it going?
Man, most exciting period of my life. Very, very exciting times. You put your nose to the grind, 6-7 years at this. You do research, you sacrifice, you stop going out, you stop being social because it's a drive, and you get to this point, and it's really exciting, and it really gives me tremendous excitement to be sharing discoveries of this magnitude. So thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. Let's slow down a little bit. Now, you said you stopped going out for 6-7 years.
Yeah, man. You have to sacrifice, it's that whole thing with Beyonce, like what they said about Beyonce, how I was reading an article about Beyonce, and the dancers and the choreographers and the directors and stuff had to tell her, hey, we got to stop. We have to stop because it's been 3 days in here. We haven't eaten or anything. 3 days had passed and she was just so absorbed in the process that time became a distraction.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like that.
Got it. Now, was it hard in the beginning, or did you miss anything, or did you just get straight to it?
In the beginning, it was difficult. It was difficult in the beginning. Reason being is when you start off on a journey of entrepreneurialism, one of the things that happens is we try to quantify the journey ahead all in the first day, right up front. So I had a little bit of that going, and I had to break that down into just a step-by-step process. So a lot of what it is when it's goal accomplishing, have we broken our goals down into small enough, achievable pieces to where they're, micromanageable on a day-to-day basis.
Get them in those increments, huh?
Right, small increments.
Yeah, man. Tell us a little bit about Agua Tech. For those who don't know, this is in the tech industry where they can actually, people and consumers, they can buy from right out their car on the radio. But tell us a little bit more.
So this is powered for, this is an idea that is centered around purchasing products, goods, and services in your car. So I had an experience where I was in the car listening to a radio ad. It was Kendrick Lamar was coming to the Bay Area, the outside lands. And it was a really big deal. And I actually had the funds on hand to purchase it. So usually when I'm listening to the radio, I like to listen to it on the laptop.
Okay.
So I got a bunch of screens open. I'm going Chicago, New York, Washington. I'm trying to, get a consensus of what's going on in the nation via radio. And so that's usually how I interact with the radio. So if I hear about a concert or something, I can just open another screen, and find out the information. But this day I was in my car chilling, and the radio ad came on, and I just instantly went to open up another window or find out more information about it, just out of habit. And I'm like, you can't do that. And I'm thinking, and I started thinking, why can't you? And then that idea kind of followed me around on and on and on and on and on, and interrupt my sleep and follow me to the refrigerator, to the store, until I actually had to start writing it down and following these insights. And then I was getting peace of mind. My sleep started returning and stuff. So it was that shifting of an idea for me.
Yeah. So that's what we can do. It's already live or still in the beta?
No, that's where the cryptocurrency comes in. So there's a crypto aspect to this because this technology ended up enabling us to create our own ad space in perpetuity. Not only that, we have the ability to create, I guess, essentially white label people their own radio station through our platform. So that's a tremendous opportunity that everybody can take part in. So the cryptocurrency comes in as a part of, okay, yeah, we want to buy this coin because we believe in this technology. We want to have some say so in the ad space. So your coin is representing how much ad space you'll have in in the duration that you own it. And you can fill your own ads, or we can fill the ads for you. But the real innovation is the fact that you can bookmark and sell things directly from the radio, straight to the car, straight to the cell phone. And that is a really big innovation in regards to the internet of everything. And if we don't know what the internet of everything is, that is going to be a very exciting topic for everybody to research, because it's going to make the internet that we're using now look like Pintos. It's going to make it look antiquated, man.
Wow, man, that is wild. So what did you do before this 6-7 years? What's your life like?
Struggling artist, music industry, pursuing my own groups. I was in a number of rap groups on the local level in Sonoma County, led me to songwriting for some artists, led me to getting on the radio, learning a little bit about radio and advertising and marketing and really being hands-on. And all of those things, gifted me with a utility belt of transferable skills that are now applicable in what I'm doing right now. And so it's all of that, those things that weren't necessarily scalable that actually kind of made me dangerous now. Okay.
So no schooling or nothing like that. You just got this good old intellect from the inside out.
Yes, I would say it's a curiosity. And then, of course, Google's your friend, right? So you get on there and one thing leads to another, and you find yourself becoming fully immersed in this opportunity. And what happens after that is you just find yourself taking incredible action, as I did. And that's why I'm here. Really, it's just one step in front of the other, and following that insight and giving God the glory. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Asking for that guidance, thanking him for that guidance, thanking her for that guidance, Mother Nature, and stepping in and walking in your potential. And that's vague. That just means following your idea, nailing down a goal, and being serious about obtaining it.
Okay, so where did you grow up? Where were you at when you grew up?
Santa Rosa, California. I was born in San Francisco. My mother did her thing to get me out of those conditions, and she put a check with a check, and some more respect with that, and got us up out of there. And we got into a better area, and I was able to, I got in some trouble early, but then, things, you fail till you optimize, man. All failure is really optimization data, if you look at it that way, and that can be very, very, very helpful.
So only child, or you got siblings?
No, I have a younger brother. Shout out my brother, Manny. That's my guy. And I have a younger sister, but we're really close in age. And she's kind of like a big sister in a lot of ways. She's more like my twin, really.
Wow.
And it's us three.
Yeah. Okay. And mom was single mother?
Single mother. Yes.
Raising you guys. And I like the way you put a check and put some respect on it and got us up out of there. Okay.
Yeah, that's what happened. That's really what she did. That's really what she did. You gotta love that when you look back. Single alpha Black mother raising single alpha Black son. You're gonna bump heads. You're gonna lock horns, but it really be because she's trying to keep you out of these streets and out of these conflicts, and she wants the best. And that's exactly. How she went about raising me and holding me to a higher standard, and showing me to hold myself to a higher standard as well. So that's very impactful. Shout out to my mother, Yolanda. I have some family all in Las Vegas. I don't know if they can hear this or not, but shout out to them.
Yeah.
Y'all know what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. So you go from Sacramento to Santa Rosa?
We went from San Francisco to Santa Rosa. There is some Sacramento in there too, but
I'm sorry, San Francisco. Yeah, my bad. San Francisco to Santa Rosa.
Early age, San Francisco. One of my first jobs was selling roses for the YMCA at 5 in San Francisco, and then
hustle.
Yeah. My mother was right there too. Because you had to have a parent right there. She was right there watching me sell them roses and stuff. Then we would eventually move to Santa Rosa, which is a little north of the Bay. That's what a lot of people don't realize the Golden Gate Bridge services all in Northern California. It's for Northern California to come into the Bay Area.
Yep.
So, on that other side of that Golden Gate Bridge, she put us over there, and I would start selling candy door to door, newspaper routes. That led to a job at Jack in the Box, then Lucky's, and then one thing after another. You just keep trying to find yourself in this world until, you keep showing up, you're going to find out. That's one beautiful thing about life.
Keep showing up, you're going to find out. They say, the older folks say, keep living a little longer, you're going to find out.
It's so true.
Keep living a little longer.
Live some more.
Live some more. Absolutely. And so what's your partnerships like right now? Like, do you have people helping you with Agua Tech? And I want to talk about the name as well, but do you have people helping you, or is it just a one-man show?
No. I have an incredible team. From the beginning, I was joined by my little brother. My little brother, he was like, no, we have to do this and we have to go now. He was like, he put his energy in. So I was never really alone from the first moment I explained this to my brother. He was there day one. And, so I wasn't alone, but for the idea, it did come through me.
Yeah.
But it would be really right out from day one, the universe, God, Mother Nature, let it be known. No, this journey is bigger than you, and there's a tribe waiting for you. And so one person by one person, people qualified themselves in or out of this company. And on the other end, we have tremendous help. Layla Steinberg, she discovered Tupac Shakur, is managing Earl Sweatshirt, and she owns a part of this company. And she was my mentor for many, many, many years, and it eventually turned into my business partner. And that's a really good thing, one day when you could turn your mentor into your business partner. That was a very big thing. And one after another, people started coming into the company. We have a liaison in the company from Silicon Valley. His name is Tyler Smith from Pangea.vc. He just launched his own product, Cartizan, and it's doing really well. And he was also an early component saying, oh, you might want to rethink that. Nope, it's not going to happen like that just because of his experience. But so he was very integral in helping me. And there's just so many people. I don't have the website up in front of me right now.
Okay.
There was a lot of people.
I want to stop on that guy right there. What's his name?
Which guy? I don't have it in front of me.
No, the one you just spoke on that was very integral.
Tyler Smith.
Tyler Smith.
Yeah. Quick story. I met there was an artist that I was working with, and it started to get prominent, and it landed us in some prominent circles. I ended up at the Super Bowl, because of this opportunity. And I had this idea when I went to the Super Bowl 50, I believe in the Bay Area, San Francisco. And so I was circulating the idea, and a lot of people started responding to the idea. And so very quickly, one of the people in our network called up somebody to come, from their network. Hey, can you come talk to this guy? He's got a lot of traction on this idea. We don't understand it. And that person was Tyler Smith. And he came up to the Super Bowl, and right immediately, instant connection. And we've been inseparable since that day. He's been constantly guiding me, constantly challenging me. That's the important part.
The people you may meet at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and this was just the little after parties, you know what I mean? We didn't go into the thing, this was just floating around.
You got to be in the right circles, though, sir. You have to be in the right circles.
Sure.
The reason I wanted to stop.
I wasn't always in the right circles. I would say you have to have a value add. And once you have that value add, then you'll have so many connections trying to be around you. It'll be ridiculous.
That's true. You're right. You have to have something of value, something to believe in. The reason I stopped at Tyler is because for me, in the culture we're in or the circles we're in, low vibrating people would think Tyler was a hater when he told you, nope, that ain't gonna work like that. Nope, that ain't gonna work like that. How did you get, or did you feel that way? Like, he know more than you, or how did it work out for you not to feel a way when he's telling you, no, that's not gonna work that way? Some people may not take that.
Oh, well, it wasn't personal. I didn't take it personal. He's talking about a concept. It's a very good point you're making, though, because what happens a lot of time is, we identify with the ideas instead of realizing it's just a human behavior. We don't need to identify with our human behavior. I know a lot of us have done things out of just not knowing better, and we wouldn't want to identify with as being that type of person. That's a behavioral thing. So in understanding that my identity wasn't being attacked and that he was pointing to a behavior, that was really good news, because all I had to do was just change what I was doing.
Yes. Yes.
So that, I had a grip on that real early.
Love it. Love it. So how do you not be attached? Is it something you want to sell later on? Is it something you may sell right off the bat? How do you not be attached to it so much to not have like so many feelings involved into it? Agua Tech.
Okay, so there's feelings involved, sure. Okay. The highs and the lows. Yeah. You're going to have those feelings. The attachment part, and just in anything. Yeah. It's just not necessary. To be rigidly attached to something, what's going to end up happening is you're going to be like the old oak tree in a storm. The old oak tree in a horrible storm is going to snap and break, and we need to be like a reed tree. When the storm comes, we're flexible. We can. So behavioral flexibility is something that's going to behoove us in just as something that we want on our utility belt going through life. You never know when you're going to have to understand somebody else's position and where they're coming from, and then be able to not necessarily abandon your position, but to retreat a little and say, you know what, I'm projecting too. So we're all walking through this life projecting our past conditioning, our ideas, and what we think is, or what we think we know to be correct on the situation. So, I'm the same way. No one's any other different. And I think if we give each other that pass, we'll have a lot more, real bonds, deep connecting bonds that you can build relationships off of, companies off of, networks off of. I mean, you really get to some really, really cool stuff, man.
This is true. This is true. So tell me about the name Agua Tech.
Oh, Agua. Okay. So there's a lot to it. A lot goes into a name. It's usually got to be more than one or two reasons, right? So I was working at a Latino radio station, and they opened up their doors to me. They were so nice. They came in, allowed me to come in, and it was all Latino, pretty much all Latino run. But they had programming from Brazil, from this place, from NPR, so they were really open-minded as far as allowing the community to come in, and they allowed me to come in and thrive. So I named it Agua just as a part. I was in that Latino culture when I was really refining this idea. Then you have the idea of streaming. That's another agua-based, water-based reference. We're in the age of the Aquarius now. That's another water-based reference. So I'm saying you hear all the hip-hop splash, so I'm like, okay, we have like a little bit of pre-existing marketing that we could champion. Agua technology, it just flowed. And then, of course, liquid assets. That's always good. That's always a good thing too.
That's good, man. So how do people get in contact with you, or how do we move forward with you and your company?
Well, I want to implore, this is a very good opportunity right now. Right now on the website, agua.technology, or just Google Wawa token. The Wawa token is the name of our crypto. Yeah. So Agua is the brand, Agua is the platform. And so get on that website. We just want people to get on that website. And
so wait, Wawa is water for a baby too, right?
Yeah. So we have a guy in the company. His name's Asher. Shout out to Asher. And one day we're on the phone, and his daughter, he's got these two adorable daughters, and one of them came in the room just screaming on us like, Wawa, Wawa. And I was like, what is she saying? And he said, oh, she wants some water. She's going crazy. And I said, oh, that's what we're calling the coin. We're calling the coin Wawa, because she came in there was so dominant with it, like Wawa, Wawa. You almost hear the door slam open. I was like, okay, that's what we're doing then.
That's what we doing.
She said it.
Got it. All right, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead, talk to me.
No, so that was it.
No, how does one get involved? How does one get involved? That's where we're at.
Sorry. Yeah, go to the website. I wanted you guys to understand something really quick. We're selling the coin right now at $2.49 on the website, but if you were to try to buy it on the Ethereum Uniswap, it's going to tell you that it's going to tell you that it costs so much Ethereum or so much Bitcoin, and if you were to use that USD would come out to like 360 or something like that. So what I'm saying is, right now on our website, we're selling something that's worth 360 to the rest of the world for 249. I can't control that. I can't keep it like that. I mean, we haven't even done anything, and it went up $1 plus. So if you're kind of picking up my drift here, it means you should hit that website right now and start really getting that Wawa, because it's at 3 something right now. We're selling for $149. There's nothing, when the market gets a hold of it and they understand that this is connected to a utility and advertising and entertainment and fintech and the internet of everything, you're gonna see this coin go up crazy, like $200, $400, $500 per coin is not at all outside of the realm of possibility with this strong of a utility. Now, that's something I can't control. So you get in early, and then you see for yourself what the market's going to do. And what a great time right now.
Wow. You know, that is, you going up with that. Now, how does the industry get involved? Like is that the same thing? Is it the consumer and the industry, the ones who selling their products and the ones who want to buy the products, they have to buy the same Wawa coin?
No. So that's a really good question. So the end user, there's a data dividend that we're going to be issuing to all of our end users. I don't even like that word, end users. We got to do better than that. Okay. Our business partners, the people who will be purchasing the coin, right? Should I say, the people that would be interacting with the platform in the car. Yeah. Those people, they're going to be spending whatever they have, cash, credit, to interact with the car via voice. So they can use their own crypto, they can use their own cash. They can do that. So as they're interacting or bookmarking and allowing Agua to listen to their experience, we're gonna give you a data dividend for allowing us to do that, because that's how we separate ourselves from these other companies. These other companies use your data against you and don't tell you what they're taking. Yep. We're going to show you this is the data we're using. You can opt in or not, and the more you allow us to listen, the more benefits and things like that you will be able to earn. That's the incentive. It's incentivized all the way. So you will be earning. Part of that incentivization will be maybe some Wawa tokens. It could be cash. It could be anything. There's so many different benefits that we plan on flooding it with, and there's so many ways to reward our business partners that it's really endless. You know, so we look forward to allowing to listen to your experience and then invite you in on the data hustle, because they're hustling your data without you, and you ain't getting nothing. Yeah. In fact, you're paying $100 some of us a month for phone bills. So you're paying for people to use your data against you. And I just feel like that's backwards. And so we can do something about that to change that in this company.
Let me ask, is this going to be a part of every satellite or a part of every FM station, or how are you guys getting in my car?
Oh, this is a really good question. So we love radio to sort of make their content discoverable through our platform and allow us to aggregate the sales information for music that's streaming, to aggregate the downloads for that, so that the person who's listening to it, if they want to discover more, they can bookmark what's happening off of the radio station. Because we understand radio makes money off of ad revenue. Yes. And Nielsen SoundScan is what it is. Yeah. Or I say Nielsen data is what it is. And then the fact that radio has to pay to play music is just another expense. So doing this way, we can add value to the radio by creating real-time metrics that radio could use and to deliver, better stuff to their advertisers. However, though, radio is limited in a lot of things that they can do. Like, for instance, there's only so much you can advertise during so much of the hour because of FCC regulations. But in a closed network like what we're building, that's not the case. You've seen satellite radio in cars, and what you can do there. It's the exact same thing. We can gift a radio station. We can make the whole radio station 24 hours a day interactive. So you can be donating to everything in real time. So if some artist is in your studio rapping, and you're like, I like this dude, I want to support this, let me hit up his Cash App and help keep this dude going. Those opportunities to be crowdfunding in real time through an advertisement is what this is really all about. It's not even really about the crypto. The crypto is an extension for you to come in and get a piece of the action. But really, this is empowering to people who are do-it-yourselfers, who want to have the same algorithms and same access to the public that these huge record labels and these huge big box retailers do. So this is why I'm pumped up, man.
I see, man. I see. So you're a man in today's day and age. When did you see a shift where everybody wanted to be entrepreneurs? Can you give me a year of time, a date of when you think everybody began to be entrepreneurs and it just became this big thing where work for yourself?
I'm jaded. I'm jaded on this question because I'm from Silicon Valley, and everything it's just in the water.
Yes,
in the culture. It's in the conversations at the water cooler. Oh, did you hear about the new STEM programs we're putting in? It's a part of it. We don't realize it until we go outside of our region. How nerdy we can be. Like, I didn't even know that I was spouting nerd jargon left and right and setting off nerd signals in the minds of people who I was talking to.
Yeah.
But that's great. That's a good thing. That's a really good thing. So I stand on that, and I really value that. So
that's right.
Yeah, I'm jaded, man. In Silicon Valley, it's just there, man. It's everywhere.
I'm born and raised in an industry city, man. We talking about Las Vegas, Nevada, right?
Yeah.
So you've been here before, I'm sure. You said you got family here.
I got family there, but I only been one time.
Oh.
I've only been to Vegas one time.
Okay. Well, we have the Strip, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
We have downtown, as you know.
Right.
And then, of course, everybody I was raised around was working on the Strip. If it wasn't the Strip, they were a post office worker, right?
Mm.
If they weren't a post office worker, they had some type of nonprofit, like a church or some type of charity work, right? So I didn't really see entrepreneurship. I just dove into it when I began to see the Master P's, the Diddy's, the people running their own labels. And I was in music since I was young. And I'm like, wait a minute, we could do this ourselves. We don't need the big three or whatever the case may be. And we start recording in our own studios, and we start printing our own merch and putting our own stuff on. You know what I mean?
Right. I do.
But that's me in Vegas. I can see what you're talking about over there in Silicon Valley when you say that. Like, it's a conversation at the water cooler. It's not even, it's second nature to us.
Right. Hewlett Packard was like huge in I didn't even know what Hewlett Packard did. I remember just one day coming of age and like, what does Hewlett Packard do? Oh, they do this, that, and the third. And I'm like, I've said Hewlett Packard 1,000 times and I never knew what they did. You know what I'm saying? I've been to Hewlett Packard, just late night going over there, playing with paintball guns and stuff, acting on a fool. This tremendous opportunity. It was seeping into my mentality. It was seeping into my conversation. My friends were starting to get jobs at Hewlett Packard, and it's just crazy stuff. It's right there. So again, we have to be mindful of our environment. And back to the moms, getting us out of there, getting us out of sort of the Tenderloin, Fillmore districts of San Francisco, and then getting us to more of the Sonoma County suburbs, Santa Rosa. Yes, there was a culture shock. Yes, there was different things that I had to deal with. But I adjusted in a different region, and luckily, the internet is like that now. You don't have to do what my mother did. You can literally create a playlist of Harvard Business Universities, Stanford Universities. All this stuff is on for free online. You might not get the degree, but you can learn every single thing that they learn. I sat up there and watched Harvard CS50, I don't know, 1,000 times just to make sure that I got everything understood. So like you can fully immerse yourself on the internet and get way more. You can become dangerous, man.
That's a fact. And that's what I did want to ask. Being a black man in America, we do struggle, right? We do go through our issues. Black woman, black man, black people, right? You being in this industry, have you witnessed any pushback for you being African American?
Oh, of course. I have oh my God. Yeah, I have a $20 billion crypto asset.
Okay.
So nobody wants to give me that credit. The same people who don't want to sort of cover that, they did cover Theranos. And that's a story of one of the most biggest fraud stories to ever come out of Silicon Valley. So there's a double game that they're playing in Silicon Valley where they say, we want more diversity. But then they say on the back end, we don't want to have to compromise our requirements to hire, right? Which that's where it all comes apart. So they play this one game like they act like they're diverse, but really it's all about the background check. It's all about the background check. Meanwhile, the girl next door, Elizabeth Holmes or whatever her name is, I forget her name, that might not be her name, but the girl from Theranos, she went through the valley and conned everybody on medical stuff. She was faking her voice and everything, and they gave her everything. And valuation, unproven, they gave it all up. Here I have actual inventory of software, and people are telling me that my valuation's not real. And it's like, that's only because of what we're talking about. And it's not so much that they're racist, right? It's not so much that. I could put it in terms that maybe, Vegas could understand, right? The big ballers and the big whales, or the people that have been at a table with the big whales might could understand this. I heard Dan Bilzerian break this down. He said that the worst poker beats come from guys who are not on your level, and you help them out. You lose to that guy, and you elevate his whole life. And now you've just elevated this man's whole life on one hand of poker, and those are the worst poker beats. They don't have a problem losing $3 million to the guy who's got $100 million. But when it comes time to helping that dude and changing that dude's life off of my money, the whales will tell you that those are the worst losses. And I think that there's sort of like an element of that going on in Silicon Valley. You see a young, bright, intelligent Black man who's confident in himself, who knows the way to the future, who's creating it in his mind. And they go, yeah, I don't know if I want my investments to propel you to that status. And this is happening in the mind really quick. It's not this is just the cultural, knee-jerk reactions of our past conditioning. That's all it is. That's why I don't take it personal.
Yeah, absolutely. When did you begin to understand manifestation and your actual spiritual surrounding?
Early. That's early. I got some stories about manifestation.
I'm here for it, baby.
So I take you back to way back in the Gap. There was this huge music conference that was coming to the Bay Area. I'll never forget it. It was the Gavin Music Convention. Okay. I'll never forget it. It was like it was the Gavin, and they was coming to the Bay Area every 4 years, and it was like this whole thing. How could you go to the Gavin? And I didn't know how I was going to go to the Gavin. I didn't know how I was going to get there. I didn't know how I was going to get the money to go to the Gavin. And so I just started, calling phone numbers on the back of flyers. And what ended up happening was I ended up calling a window, and they were like, "This is the performer's line. When are you performing?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Huh?" I said, "Oh, my rap name was Coach Cheese back then. I was in love with the movie Coolie High. So I was Coach Cheese. This is Coach Cheese. Yeah, put me on." I seen it instantly. I was like, "Oh, the performer's line." Yes. She said, "Okay, Coach Cheese, come to call window. Your backstage passes, everything. It'll be ready for you." And hung up the phone. I said, "What?" And it was like that. Next thing you know, I had a ride. I went there, met a friend who was there. He gave me a ride home. I ended up seeing so many different. I saw so many different acts. I met Mac Dre there. I seen Poe Pimp. I seen Do It or Die live. I was even able to get the crazy. It set it off. Just young kid seeing all of this music industry stuff, and I had got there for absolutely free and didn't know how I did it or how I had accomplished it, because that movie The Secret wasn't out yet.
It was not out yet.
I was like, so I was like, how did this even happen?
Yeah.
And that's the same thing that happened when I met Biggie. I got a chance to meet Biggie. I was with him the last Wednesday of his life.
Wow.
And how does that happen? I was listening to Biggie my whole life. I'm listening to Biggie, comparing Biggie to E40 and West Coast to East Coast, and Tupac was like a glue for that for me. So there's my young mind and all of that. Next thing you know, I go to Sam Goody. There used to be a store called Sam Goody.
Yeah, I know.
They sold these things called tapes and CDs.
You crazy? Don't do it to me. Don't do it to me. I love it.
Long story short is I went there, and the head of he was like a district manager. I didn't know he was the district manager, but he knew me because I used to come in every single Tuesday for those music drops. And one day he just said, "Hey, I got something in store for you." So I said, "Okay." He said, "Are you available?" So I had to call in sick to Lucky's my job. After that, I said, "Okay, let's go." So I said, "Where are we going?" He wouldn't tell me. So we drove all the way to Candlestick Park. There used to be a Coliseum in San Francisco called Candlestick. No longer there neither. But right next to that was ASCAP building. A BMI ASCAP building used to be right next to Candlestick Park.
Okay.
And we drove up there, and I saw one white van pull up, and I saw Little C's jump out. And then I was like, wait a minute. Then I seen another van pull up, and I saw what I think was Little Kim get out the car. And now I'm like trying to put this together, like, hold on, wait a minute, what's going on? And then surely enough, I see a van pull up, some dudes jump out, them dudes would be the Locks. And then Biggie got out of the van with a cane. I think he had a car accident. He was wearing a red leather jacket. And yeah, man, I got to meet him. I talked to him. It was just a powerful example. I got to rap with the Locks. Again, I'm listening to Biggie 1 minute in my room. Next thing you know, I'm in a room with Biggie.
Yes.
And so this manifestation stuff has kind of been, always been in play, I guess.
Yes, it has. And I had to realize that myself before The Secret as well. Like, I've been doing this my whole life. You know what I mean? It's just embedded in some people, and in some people it had to unlock. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to talk to you on that, because I hear you speaking, and yes, you're well versed, but also I hear you like kind of speaking like things into existence, and things begin to happen in your life because of your belief system.
Right. You got to be it. It's like the be, do, have model. I think there's a guy, a really self-help guy from back, I think it was the Milton Erickson model. He said, be, do, have. You can't have any, you have to be it, then do it before you can have it. So in order for me to become the entrepreneur that I know I am and scale this value add, I have to understand first that I am qualified to do it. And I have to be bold enough to stand on that, not from a place of arrogance, but from a place of research, momentum in market, my understanding around the patent office, and my ability to research things. So this is what is holding me together, not like the ego, just like, I think I can do it because I'm Billy Bad, you know who. No. This is verifiable things that I'm using, qualifiable, tangible things. I'm quoting, we're all standing on the shoulders of giants. So a lot of my influence comes from people who had already done it. And as fate would have it, when you become immersed in a thing, naturally their words make it into my mind, which is like a sponge. And then I find myself regurgitating those similar things as it pertains to my companies. So I'm triggering prizability in the mind of the people who I'm talking to. And this is just as a result, just as a gestalt of researching quality things that pertain to your goals. So I hope I don't know, I got kind of lost in that expression.
No, you're telling me how that manifestation happens. This is what you're telling me. Being immersed in it, and not just by being egotistical, just thinking that you can do it. But you're giving me also keys. You just gave me a lot of keys on how to do that. And it's not just me, it's everybody watching. You know what I mean? Like, this man knows what he's talking about. He's really, like I said, well versed in his product and his service and what he's giving out to the world. And so I want to get back on Agua Tech. Anything that you want the people to know about it? Any more things you want to touch on when it comes to it?
Yes, but can we close that loop of manifestation really quick? Because I'd like to leave your listeners with something that is they only allude to in The Secret, but it's the most important part of manifestation, is especially from some of our brothers who swear they cold-hearted. Listen, you got to turn that heart back on, because that's your true compass. The way that we feel about a certain thing is what's going to tell us, how to accomplish that next thing in the manifestation process. And it just takes the form of, how would it feel? How would it feel for me to accomplish the next step, and then accomplish the next step, and then accomplish the next step? How would it feel? What would it look like if I were to sit up there and find myself taking the necessary actions to do what I need to do day after day? Some days it's going to be a lot of work. Some days you just have to show up and there's not going to be any work to do, but you just got to show up. So when you have that feeling of how it would feel to allow yourself to receive what you want, the question then is, how do you know you're going to be receiving what you want? And that's the fun part. After you figure out how it feels to receive it, the last part is, how are you going to know you're receiving what you want? Which is no one ever told me that. It took me so long to figure that out. How do you know that you're getting what you want? Man, there's so many times I was getting what I wanted and didn't know that I had no process to know how I was receiving what I wanted. So I had to sit up there and go, this is how I'm going to know I'm receiving what I want. The phone calls would just start coming in. The emails would just start happening. I'll be double booked. I'll be triple booked for appointments and things like that. And the interest will be obvious. That's how I knew I was going to start receiving everything that I wanted based on that feeling, because now I know the compass. Right now, I got the critical path. I just wanted to close that loop. Yeah. Feeling how it's going to feel to receive it or to take the next step, and then knowing what's the criteria. How do you know you're receiving a thing?
Look at those keys. Look at those room keys.
No, real keys. We're in the applied sciences wing, not the motivational wing. We're talking about things that you can do on a daily basis. Applicable. We're in the applied sciences wing, guys.
Got it. I like it. Okay, so back to Agua Tech, right?
Yeah.
What do you need the world to know? What do you need the listeners to know? Anything else you need them to know about this company you have?
Yes. So there's a really big revolution coming. If you guys don't know, it's called the Internet of Things, IoT, Internet of Everything. And what that means is that everything that is not online is coming online. So you look around your environment, every house, chair, table, item is coming online through sensor technology. So what that means is the forks and the items and the TVs and the refrigerators and everything that you can purchase after a certain point is going to be on the internet, and it's going to be talking to each other through sensor technologies. So right there, I already gave you a huge thing of what to invest in. Those people who might not have their own, you might want to look at investing in sensor technology if it's not too late. You see what I'm saying? So this is going to it's going to bring everything together. And it's really an industrial revolution. Anytime you have logistics evolving, communications evolving, and you have technology evolving, you're in the middle of an industrial revolution. And that's what we have right now. We have the energies evolving, right? We're going from gas to battery powered, solar, electric, right? And those vehicles are now going to fully autonomous, right? So that's the logistics evolving. And then the way that we communicate is the internet, that's evolved, and now that's evolving. So we have all these three, we have energy, logistics, and communication all evolving at the same time, yet again. And if you go look at the other industrial revolutions in time, this is where all the huge winners are made. So I want everybody to IoT-proof your mind, Internet of Things, your reality, because what's going to happen if you don't, you're going to wake up in the Jetsons and you're going to be terrified. You're going to be terrified. You're going to feel left out. The world will be left you behind, and it's not going to be permanent. You won't be permanently left behind, but you're going to have a lot of paperwork to do and a lot of things to do to catch up. Yeah. And nobody wants that. So no one's talking to our people about Internet of Things. They're having secret meetings by themselves and hedging bets on it, billion-dollar bets on it. So please learn about Internet of Everything. And this Agua Technology is one of the first large-scale commercial applications in IoT. Because what's happening in your car is what's going to be happening on your phone, is what's going to be happening in your house. The house, car, and phone are all about to be connected, as well as your outer world. So we're moving into a fully connected experience, and there is literally trillions upon trillions of dollars in opportunity available. If you don't believe me, call me.
And there's nothing you can do about it. You might as well accept it now.
Yeah. There's no mindset that's going to stop that. There's no opinion you're going to have about the future that's going to stop it from coming.
Yep.
You can dislike it or like it all you want, but you need to be going forward, not left or right, right?
Yes.
You need to be going straight ahead, not do I like it, dislike it? Is it functional? And how does it apply to me? And how can I make money off of it? How could I utilize it as, to pay my bills? That's the question. Not do we like it or not.
Yep. I mean, some of our people, I know for sure that some people just hate where we're at today. They just hate the technology that we have today. They don't want to utilize it. They don't want to know about it. And it's disheartening for me because it's like, this is where we're headed. And in order for you to be a part of it, you got to know it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
we already popped the technology bill. I mean, as soon as we put cars on wheels.
Yep.
I mean, you can't be anti-technology and have a car. You can't be anti-technology and be talking, because word is a technology. Your language is a technology. I don't know if people understand that.
Facts.
Language, the way that you express your ideas and your beliefs and what you want to be true to the world is definitely a technology. And there is definite modes of communication that you can use. These modes of communication to better deliver your message.
Yeah.
So we're not really anti-technology. We might be afraid of the unknown.
Yeah. Yeah.
More than anything.
Give us your information. Let's get them up out of here, man. Talk to me, Will. What's your information?
They kicked me out, man. I gotta go, man. I done did too much. Will Cunningham, Agua Technology. Really, if you go agua.technology, all the socials are there. The social medias are all there. You can follow through there. If you can't remember Agua, if you can't find yourself remembering Agua.technology, just remember Wawa. You can Google the Wawa token. We're credible. We come up. I mean, this is not, I mean, we're viable. We pay taxes. We're a legit company. This is the real.
Wow. Amazing, man. Thank you so much for talking with me today. I had an amazing conversation with you today, man. I don't call it an interview. It was a good conversation today.
That was a good conversation. I appreciate it. We built it now. I got some fam in Vegas.
Yeah.
If I ever want to come to the Strip and have a Shirley Temple, I don't drink.
Yeah. Oh, we got that. We specialize in that too. The Virgin Marys.
I'm gonna come down there, then, man. It's nothing. I come to Vegas.
But I need you to have a seat right here in the hot seat in person, man. You got to come talk to me in person.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh, let's do that. I'm coming to Vegas, then. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna follow up after this. We're gonna build and we connect.
Yep.
Thank you so much for having me on your show, man. God bless y'all, Vegas, man. For real.
One love. Thank you. God bless you too, man. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
All right. So listen, man, we just had Will Cunningham on the show. That was amazing with Agua Technologies. Get with him at Agua.technology to follow him on all the socials and what they got going on, man. This is mind-blowing technology. If you don't know, now you know. You heard it first right here on Hot Seat with Icy Jones. And, of course, we powered by Room Service Radio, baby. We got Trill Vision in the building from TikTok, man. He'll be in here in the 1 o'clock hour. I'm about to take a break. You feel me? I got to reserve that energy. You feel me? Preserve it. And then I'm going to bring it back out. All right. I'll be right back on Hot Seat with Icy Jones right here on Room Service Radio. You know how I go. Don't go nowhere.
I need to get him back in blood, but let me cock back and get this understood. I'm a pretty chick from the hood, man. I dare a bitch to try me, yeah, I wish a bitch would. Yeah, I'm about that. Foreign whips, I'ma cop that. She said I need to get him back in blood, but let me cock back and get this understood. I'm a pretty chick from the hood, man. I dare a bitch to try me, yeah, I wish a bitch would. Now let me give a little lecture, I'm really some pressure. And dare a bitch to try and play me, I shoot from the neck up. At the bank for my checkup, it's by the bag. Cause you saying you the baddest, but you looking real drag though. Hey, I'm a gutter bitch, straight get it out the mother bitch. That mouth a little reckless, I'm a socket, straight plug a bitch. Pussy so sweet, he need 8 figures or bigger. Wanna see what's in your wallet, I'm capital do one nigga. Hold up, wait a minute. He got money, wanna spend it. And you niggas is some suckers like a nipple. Here's a titty, and they mouth just like a denty. And my nigga, he's a 10-piece, he's a hoodlum from the briggies. Now free him, you fucking piggies. Yeah, I'm about that. Foreign whips, I'ma cop that. She said I need to get him back in blood, but let me cock that and get this understood. I'm a pretty chick from the hood, man. I dare a bitch to try me, yeah, I wish a bitch would. Yeah, I'm about that. Foreign whips, I'ma cop that. She said I need to get him back in blood, but let me cock that and get this understood. I'm a pretty chick from the hood, man. I dare a bitch to try me, yeah, I wish a bitch would.
Let's get this understood. I'm Trey Bizzle, yep, from the wood. I'm the engine, yep, in the hood. They wanna fuck with me, wish they could. Ain't no matter what the people say, I'ma rock like this anyway. I just seen the ops the other day and they ain't want no static. I ain't shocked, they see the maddest. It's Bunny Gang, know what's happening. Big B's, I keep it bracket. Lay on money just like a Mac. I really don't be capping, these rappers be with the acting. Since rap became a passion, I'm spanking them like a bastard. Gang, nigga, so watch your mouth, nigga. You don't wanna be the next victim that we be after, nigga. Told low-key, sit back, relax, we bout to map the nigga. X marks the spot, when we catch him, we bout to clap the nigga.
Yeah, I'm about that. Foreign whips, I'ma cop that. She said I need to get him back in blood, but let me cock that and get this understood. I'm a pretty chick from the hood, man. I dare a bitch to try me, yeah, I wish a bitch would. Yeah, I'm about that. Foreign whips, I'ma cop that. She said I need to get him back in blood, but let me cock that and get this understood. I'm a pretty chick from the hood, man. I dare a bitch to try me, yeah, I wish a bitch would.
laying next to me. Not to mention, babe, the screenshots that she be texting me. Lovey-dovey daily quotes, love you in some more shit that you texted on some hoe shit. I was missing meals, losing sleep. No lie, I was hurting. All them lies come with repercussions. Baby, that's for certain. And my heart told me leave it. Last time I let you hurt it, I stayed down thinking that I learned it. You deserve me. I was blind to whips and cushion. Your cologne left me high and dry like a desert. Nigga, you deserve it. Cried the last time, so ain't no crying moving forward. The last time won't work, nigga, ain't no do-over.
Now you gotta know.
The last time I flipped with you, yeah, that's the last trick that I'ma split with you. The last is I'm kissing you. No more.
We can do this here.
Baby, no more.
Girl, it's hella wrong. Love it when you kiss my neck. Love it when you hold me, baby. I can't get enough of that.
Enough of your love and touching and sucking, but I'm done with that. Took your ass from nothing to something, girl, go have fun with that. Kept that shit 100 for nothing, cause I ain't coming back. Give away 100 right before I give you my loving back. No mas asking questions because hoes lie. You gave me this obsession, I don't know